Hey, this is Colleen with the creative worship team for Sweet and Sassy Stamps and Stir the Soul on Instagram. Today I'm going to show you a Bible journaling background with the Brea Reese Glitter Inks. And I started by taking washi tape and covering up the verse to try to keep it standing out. You'll notice later that some watercolor got underneath it. So I took the Brea Reese watercolors and put them in that circle paint palette. And that just keeps them, because they are liquid, from running all over the place. And then I start with taking blues and greens in just various colors and painting the bottom half of the page with it. It does, the brush I'm using does have water on it, so it's a very wet and messy process. And then I started with the purple at the top and faded that into yellow, and then orange, and then the pink. And you'll see that I decide to go ahead and do the other side of the page, and so I'll move over to that. Drying in between layers is important just to get the color to see what it is, because it does dry a lot lighter than what it looks like in the picture. And so here I've moved on to the other side, and you can notice with the blues and the greens, I'm originally putting them on like separate from each other, but then I'm taking a wet brush and blending them together so it's like a smooth transition. And the blue and the greens are going to end up representing water and like grass and that. So here I'm drawing again, and then going to pull that pink all the way over. Here I am taking the Thrill of Hope stamp set and going to use the landscape trees and just ink that up with StazOn ink. I might have used the VersaFine Onyx Black, but I'm pretty much just layering that and going over the trees, and then I grab the big trees and I'm going to stamp those. The closer they get to the front, the darker and less distressed you'd want them, and it's going to help appear like they're closer in range. And at the very end, I did go ahead and move that landscape all the way over to the edge. I kind of felt like it just stopped abruptly. And then I just added in some dark right there under the tree. I kind of wanted it to not look like the tree was in the water, but it still does a little bit. Here I took the deer stamp, and there's 2 deer on it, but I just used washi tape and covered up the one, and then I ended up stamping it twice to have it by the water. And the verse I'm doing is in Psalms, "As the deer pants for the water, so my soul longs for you." And so you can see when I pull up the washi and kind of how it bled through. And then I'm going to find a stamp set to use, and I was kind of trying to make up my mind here. And you'll see I kind of switched away from that. Okay, so this is the stamps that I went with. This is called Refresh My Soul, also by Sweet and Sassy Stamps. And I pulled out My Soul Thirsts for You. And you'll see here that as I move towards the inside of the Bible, it's harder to stamp and the blocks kind of get in the way. And so I'll stamp it, and then I'll pull out a clipboard and put a clipboard underneath the page, and that will help give like a nice crisp stamp image. And so then we'll finish up with the last one. You'll see my head for a minute. And then I believe I'm going to come in, I'm going to do the tab and then some washi on there. I like just kind of ripping the washi in half and just layering it together. And then here's my date stamp. And then I'm going to take a white pen and just outline in white around the words. That will help just the words pop off the page, and especially not get lost on that dark background. And off camera, I'm going to do the same thing around the deer with the white pen. And then you'll see with my black Signo 207 bold pen, I just traced around the verse so that you could read it. And then here's some finished images.